Obviously, a lot of surprises tonight. I want to bring in our panel, Lori Geary and Tharon Johnson, to talk about the results so far. As we show you the results once again, Felicia Moore with a commanding lead with 41% of the vote. 99% of the precincts are reporting right now. The big surprise of the night is Andre Dickens, city council person, with just several hundred more votes over former mayor Kasim Reed. Just about less than 500 votes separate the two. And so obviously Felicia Moore and Andre Dickens will be going to the runoff. The big surprise of the night, Lori, your reaction to all that?
Well, I mean, I did say earlier at 6 o'clock that Andre Dickens could be the surprise, right? And if these numbers hold, it looks like that's going to be true. But I think it is still very shocking because of the way that Kasim Reed entered this race, right? He basically said, "I'm back," and he wanted to tell everybody that he was back, and the ego was there. And I just think that it was the corruption, that there were a lot of people that I talked to said that he's a strong leader. They know that he could do the job, but I just couldn't hit the button because of the corruption. So, and I think, you know, with the stakes being so high in terms of crime being the #1 issue, I think that voters were just hesitant to really put him into the runoff. I think Felicia Moore at 41%, I don't think that's surprising to any of us who have followed this race so closely. She's got a really big backing in the Buckhead area, which of course, it remains to be seen what will happen now with this movement, with the Buckhead City movement, now that Felicia Moore is at least in the runoff.
So, Tharon, if you're Felicia Moore or Andre Dickens, what do you do tomorrow? You don't have a whole lot of time left, less than a month before the runoff.
Literally, you have until November 30th. I think if you're Felicia Moore, you do exactly what she said tonight, and that is you want to go out, you want to re-engage your supporters, you want to tell them that, hey, I need you to re-up with your resources. She will probably give her campaign some clear directions, but ultimately 41%, I mean, that's real, and so she's definitely in a good position. But if you're Andre Dickens, I mean, you want to do what you did tonight. You want to try to claim victory with the expectation that the Reed campaign may actually go for a recount. And so if they do that, you want to basically make sure your supporters know that you feel very confident that you're in the runoff. And I think if you're Kasim Reed, you're going to go back tonight and you're going to look at the sort of legal pathway if he decides to challenge these results. He's right. He's been in this position before. I was his campaign manager in 2009, and we were on the other side. We had Mary Norwood, who decided to challenge the votes. And then when that recount was over, Russ and Courtney, we only lost one vote. We went from 715 to 714. So ultimately right now, I think that it's going to look like it's going to be a more Dickens runoff, but you've got to raise the money fast, and you've got to build a new coalition of voters, and you got to get people back motivated about your campaign immediately.
And if this lead holds for Dickens, can he count on the supporters, Kasim Reed supporters, galvanizing behind him to try to put him over the top over Felicia Moore?
That's a good question because, you know, former Atlanta Mayor Shirley Franklin endorsed Andre Dickens. So the question is, you know, she came out really hard against the former mayor Kasim Reed. So this will be an interesting dynamic to see, especially if Kasim Reed will weigh in and endorse one of the two candidates. That's going to be a really tough decision for him. But I also want to give credit to Andre Dickens, and I think for him this was all about timing. He was really gaining the momentum really in the last 2 to 3 weeks of this campaign, really working hard, getting out his message, winning some of the important endorsements, and I think for him it really did come down to the timing.
Yeah. Now, Kasim Reed emphasized the crime issue and said, you know, the crime rate was lower when he was mayor. Within 180 days, he turned this whole thing around. And that certainly seemed to resonate, at least with some, 22% of the voters out there. Who's stronger, do you think, on the crime issue between Felicia Moore and Andre Dickens, if you want to go there?
Well, that is going to be the one issue that the campaigns are going to focus on immediately. I mean, you're going to see them come out this week talking about their crime plan. But, Russ, I believe that it's beyond crime. Don't get me wrong, it is the #1 issue that voters care about. But it's homelessness, it's affordability, it's equity, it's poverty, and it's infrastructure. And so I believe that crime is going to continue to be the #1 issue that these campaigns talk about. However, the difference is that Felicia Moore, being a council president for 4 years, hasn't necessarily taken a vote. But with Andre Dickens being a council member, he will be able to explain some of the things that he's done as a city council member to deal with crime. But also, Felicia Moore's talked a lot about some of the things that she would do if she became mayor. And so I believe that these candidates are going to go right back into their polling. They're going to see some of the issues that they poll well, some of their favorabilities. But ultimately, I believe that voters are going to want to know right away, what are you going to do to make us have a better future in Atlanta? And specifically, what are you going to do about our crime crisis?
All right, well, we can continue to sit here all night and try to pick apart what led us to this rather surprising result, but it is getting late.
Yes, it is.
So, Lori, Tharon,
Yes,
thank
go
you so
Braves.
much.
We so appreciate you staying up as late as you did.
My pleasure.
And it'll be really interesting to see when this is all said and done, whether Atlanta voters start to pay a little bit more attention, because voter turnout really wasn't.
Oh, it was dismal.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Yes.
Pretty bad.
perhaps now that it's down to 2 people, we'll be paying more attention.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, we'll be right back.